Yes.
Require practice tomorrow? Or is it done for summer?
No require.
Well, I'll find out.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Welcome back to Nick Lane. This is Comic Corner Classic. That's non-classics. This episode number 2234. Doubleshot number 2120.
This Gamorra's not going to turn to just leave at 8:30, right? Two of us.
Okay. Anyways, before I get into it again, we're here. We're discussing two DC trades. One definitely is the finale for that particular series. The other one kind of is, even though there's still one more trailer to go for it. Probably the last one for this individual trade series, but not the end of the series overall, because there's another trade coming out. First up we have is Superman, Son of Kal-El, Volume 3, Battle for Gamorra. Written by Tom Taylor, artwork by Nicole Mines, and let's see who does both the writing. Artwork is done by Kenny Tomori, Clayton Henry, Raul Coleman, Scott Hanna, and Raul Fernandez. The cover art is done by Travis Moore and Tamara Bevelin. Mostly put the story here is kind of wrapping up for this series in particular. From what I can tell, the main story with this one, where you start off with Batman telling basically John that Jay is not trustworthy, and then basically meets him that way. He's like, "Oh, he's always like that. Don't worry about that. He has trouble trusting people." So then, of course, basically, he orchestrates as the truth, and they go confront a U.S. senator of all people and of course, the whole point of this miniseries is him trying to overthrow a dictator a guy who took over as president of this country, this island country, from the rightful president, who is Jay's mom. And this guy is working with all people Lex Luthor in this series. Yes, he's working with Lex Luthor. Do not know why, but he is. And during the interview, the mask pops up. Oh yeah, this guy Jay is the one who is the truth, and like he goes back and forth, against a fight with the guy who is the president. Well, actually, his people on the island. Well, it turns out the actual guy who's supposed to be running the country is off in an orbiting space station for some reason, and then the guy is killed by Lex by shoving out of an airlock. Yes, for some reason, Lex decided to want to kill him. Not sure why. That felt very abrupt. And of course, he is asked, "Where's Superman?" by Dreamer. Yes, there's a character named Dreamer in here, who apparently is supposed to be the present-day version of Dreamer. This is actually a nod to Legion of Superhero, what Bendis did, where you have Dream Girl, and from the same species. I thought Dreamer was quite an interesting idea. It's almost like basically if Jay was in there, I would not be surprised though if if maybe the artist was trying to have it. Despite the fact, here's kind of the thing. I think maybe the artist and the writer, or at least somebody, really want John to be straight, not gay, and they could have set it up where John could have been with Dreamer because she's a beautiful woman. But no, we have him be with Jay because, well, the whole thing of Superman being gay, which a lot of people misunderstood this. People thought they outed Clark Kent as gay. No, they outed his son. Yep. Pretty interesting set of issues. A good book, a 9 out of 10. Next up, something a lot more interesting. We have The Secret Society of Supervillains, Volume 2. I have previously viewed Volume 1, so yeah, this is Volume 2. Indirectly, you can call this on the whole thing of the Secret Society of Supervillains the Captain Comic book, because he's practically the only character. He's like the primary focus character of this whole book. This book contains issues 11-15 of the short-lived ongoing series from the 70s. Along with, get this, DC Special number 27, DC Special Series number 6, Super Team Family 13 and 14, of course, the 15 of the Secret Society of Supervillains, Justice League America 160, 168, and Cancel Comic Clavificate number 2. Now, the DC Special 27, DC Special Series 6, and Super Team Family 13 and 14, these are stories that feature Captain Comet. Like, basically, these are his solo stories that they said included here because of published spirit of time. Now, I should also point out, though, who was the creative team behind these issues. Now, you would think, oh, maybe it's Conway. Conway's not the only writer in these issues. DC Special number 27 is done by Bob Ruskins and Rich Buckler. It's mostly Capcom versus dinosaurs. Yeah, it's a solo story for him. And he's working with Adamville and Kronos in this story because time travel stuff, of course. And the way they have this set up here, it's like, oh, let's have this, and we have a special for Secret Save the Two Villains, which is written by. Well, they have new members. Look like they had like a few people join the team with Gorilla Grodd. Oh, by the way, this first Secret Save the Two Villains, they are financed by Darkseid. This one shot is done by Jerry Conway, Arvil M. Jones on the artwork. Arvil Jones was basically the artist behind Iron Fist. I really enjoy the guy's artwork here. And of course, like typical outside stuff, yeah, it's a focus on Captain Comet. And it's mostly just basically identify their own villains. Yep, that's most what happens in issues. And then we have Super Team Fan, which had Aquaman, Captain Comet, and the Atom team up for 2 issues. Yep, and they take on more members of the Secret Society trying to take him down. Excuse me, so it's really good stuff here. And then right after this 2-parter, yeah, Raph, and then basically that was issue number 13. 14, now 13 teams up with Aquaman and the Atom. In issue number 14, teams up with Wonder Woman and the Atom, which that's interesting. Yep. The 14 just continues like where that story left off. Captain Comet doesn't really feature in the story. It's mostly Wonder Woman and the Atom. It's more stuff with Secret Size 2 villains. And then we finally lead into the main book itself. Yeah, so we had 2 one-shot issues and a 2-parter. Oh yeah, and a special. So, and by the way, Conway is still the writer of this book. Yep, he writes the remaining issues. In case you're curious, the Captain Comic Cavalcade, that was originally to be issue 16, and it published as issue 16. Because most of these issues is basically still trying to. It's Secret Size Villains just doing their own thing. There's some infighting, but it's not a lot of really good stuff here when it comes to Secret Size Villains. Then by issue number 13, we had the return of the Crime Syndicate, which is the first time in like a decade they haven't seen at this point in time. Yep. Which, if you're curious though, like they say in this book, they had not appeared the first time in 12 years that they last appeared. Yeah, by the way, these rainy issues basically deal with a crossover with, it's another time basically we have the Justice League team with the Justice Society. Yes, so the previous appearance before this book was actually in Justice League America number 30. In 1964. Yeah, and then the Crime Syndicate are pretty much in the way, kind of like the primary villains of this book for, I think, like the last, well, 2 of the last 3 issues. Oh yeah, we do also first appearance here for issue number 14. First appearance of the Earth 3 version of Lois Lane, who married the world's Lex Luthor, who died in the opening issue of Crisis on Earth. Oh, and by the way, her son is Alexander Luthor Jr., who later became the main villain of Infinite Crisis. Oh, he's actually dead. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, okay, we focus on the Capcom for many issues in this book. Yeah, then we have him team with the JSA for the last issue of the series. And then we had Cancel Comic Collaborative number 2, which basically was supposed to be 16. And then the 3-parter, 166, 160, which Comic wrote these 3-parter. This 3-parter is basically the first time in the main book of Justice League America where they're just like fights to take aside villains in their own book. In a really good 3-parter, which Jerry Conway does with Dick Dillon in the artwork. Yep, and I think it was last time that they actually had the crime syndicate, though. This version, anyways. Yeah, apparently this issue was also basically a critical point for another crossover. Yep. Now you might be curious though, did they return after the 3-parter? Wrapped up? Yeah, this actually was the end of the original version of the group. Yep. Yeah, once this run ended, they didn't appear again until Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yeah, it took that long. But in the case of this book in particular, it's awesome. And we kind of cover in a way pretty much almost the entirety of the original versions of Secret Science Villains, which are a great group. Yes, it's a group. It's super specifically created. In my opinion, and this is my opinion on the matter of why this group exists. They were specifically created to be DC's version of the Masters of Evil. That's simple what this group is supposed to be for. Now, of course, the group itself has since popped up a lot over the years. Even popped up on mini cartoons. Yep. And personally, I think for this, it's Jerry Conway. Thank you, Jerry Conway, for creating a great group of characters. This book also brought back Captain Comet, which was interesting to say the least. Yes, and if you're curious though, Captain Comet himself, if you think about it, he's like the primary character of this whole book, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. They also have a version of Manhunter here named Paul Kirk. Yeah, this was basically here for a few issues before he got killed off. Captain Comet himself, if you're curious though, here's the thing about up until Flashpoint, the guy himself basically never anything about his history altered at all. Oh, in case you're curious though, what was the first issue appeared in? He first appeared in issue 2. Yes, issue 2 was his return. Yep. He last appeared back in Strange Adventures 49, which was released in 1954. And here is 1976. So 22 years later is when he returns. Yep. But I gotta say, this particular group, this book is awesome. And I'm going to give this book a 10 out of 10. Just really good here. My final thoughts on this book, it's just pure awesomeness at its finest. Yep. But yeah, that's particular view. Next up is going to be Dr. Stone. See you next video. Bye.